Hi everybody, it's Sandy and I've come on to do a full moon rose reading and an energy update for this next 2 weeks. What is the signature of these upcoming 2 weeks? We are in interesting times, as they say, and my beautiful Alchemy bowls wanted to be part of the reading this evening. As we pull the roses, I'm going to be putting their miniature version into the Alchemy bowls so that we can weave a little bit of sound into the reading this evening. I always pay attention when they call to be included. It's always interesting. Hi Jonathan, hi Christine. So we have this full supermoon that is just, the energy's just beginning to move through, shall we say. There's a window. There's the energy of the applying of the exactitude of the full moon, and I don't know whether any of you also experienced, as I did last evening, some really disturbed sleep. In fact, I didn't get to sleep till after 3:30, which was about the time of the absolute full moon. It was an incredibly strong moon. And I think partly because there is so little pollution, the air is clearer, and so the moon was even stronger and brighter. Hi Sass. So, a real doozy of a moon, and I know for many that this was really significant as a moon. I'm just going to move this round so that you can, I don't know whether you'll be able to see the setting sun. You can just see the setting sun through the trees in the forest here. I could see it reflected on a glass here. So I think this has been a particularly powerful moon, and especially in what we're working through at this time. This is complex energy, and this loss of our personal freedom, how we're dealing with the inner processes that this is bringing up, because there is no wriggle room, there's nowhere to go. For many of us, we've created numb outs, if you like, that allow us to distract from actually being really, really present with ourselves. And so therefore the gift of this time is in the fact that there is nowhere to go, there is no escape, there is only this place of coming ever deeper into connection with self. Hi Agnes, hi Jilly, hi Joe. This is the only place we can go, is in. And it's through going in when we can be fully present to what's arising within us that we have the possibility of moving through this portal of our own mastery. It's always felt to me like this year was actually what this journey was going to be about. Hence that deep calling within me to create the Rose Heart Inner Mastery Program, and I'm really blessed because there is such an amazing group of women that are taking this journey with me, going on this adventure with me. But none of us knew at that point of that new year and coming into that Saturn-Pluto conjunction on the 12th of January that this would be the global scenario that we were going to find ourselves in. And as I sat and tuned in to, what I might have might be able to bring to share with, hi Jackie, with this particular reading. There were some what ifs that came up in my awareness as I sort of started to tune into this time. And one of the things that I noticed today on my Facebook feed was a picture of the Himalayas from India. And they said that, this was the first time that they had been able to see the Himalayas through the pollution that is normally present. And I'm really beginning to wonder if there is a bigger picture here. And I've been drawn into the two aspects of the there's the fear and the anxiety that is at one end of the stick, and then there is the conspiracy theories and extremes on the other end of the stick. And there is a sense for me that actually there is an education that goes on in being able to hear what's going on at both ends, but actually coming into centre, holding this heart space for self, and really being able to tune in to ask what is true for me, what resonates for me, and what sits absolutely clear for me. So there is part of the pollution that we can see inner here and outer here that is asking us to bring clarity, to bring insight into this process. And what if we have needed to have something that was going to be global and that was going to break down all of the old structures, because all of the financial structures are changing, all of our day-to-day structures are changing, all of the frameworks, hi Dina, all of the frameworks that have been known to us are all falling away. They will, life as we know it's going to need to be reformed. So what if this whole process is part of that breakdown? What if this dissolving of the old, which we couldn't see how that was going to happen, how we were going to move from this one form of reality into another reality that many of us have visioned. Many of us knew that this is why we were here on the earth plane at this time, to be vision holders and activators for this different coding for humanity, this different sense of experience for humanity. Hi Frida. So there is this place where we can rebirth from this place. There is a new templating that is possible in the fact that everything will need to be reframed. All of the known structures will need to be reframed. So my next what if is, is there a network of radiant hearts that are awakening all around the planet? There are those of us that are first wavers that came to hold a framework that would be there in readiness for this next wave. What I've seen is that many of those that are really stepping forward and are very, very active in a very global connection way are what I would call the indigos. They're the ones that those like myself birthed. They were the ones that birthed into the 80s and the 90s, and they are the ones that are the carriers. As I'm speaking, I'm sort of seeing the Khalil Gibran piece of the archer and the bow and the arrow, that actually our offspring are the arrows that we fire from the bow, and they carry the template forward. They carry the temple template forward. So what if we've had to wait until that wave of energy was ready to be part of this network of light? So many joined in to the global connections and the global meditation that was activated. So one of the benefits of our internet is the fact that we have connections that can activate on a global scale. And I really feel that there is enough light quotient active on the planet that can counteract so much of what we are seeing as part of an old framework of energy. Hi Kasia, hi Amanda. So this is such a point of change, and when we look at supermoons in particular, there is such an active energy that is another pulse point. It's another trigger point. So as I was saying, for me, the intensity was really quite palpable last night. Not only was I extremely tired, but I was tired and wired, if you like. I couldn't sleep till after the absolute exactitude of the full moon. So this is challenging many of us to really review what is truth for us. Where do we stand in this process? What is aligned? What do we feel? Do we flip-flop between the fear and the anxiety and the other polarity, which is, as I say, so much of the sort of doom and gloom on the other side? When we come into center, when we come into the moment, when we come into the now moment, and we take that breath in and out, then all there is this presence. And the other piece that keeps on coming up for me is that the key place that we need to go and find within ourselves is peace. We need to come into a peace with ourselves. We need to come into an alignment with ourselves that is present, that is not shut down to what is going on, is fully awake and fully active to what is going on, but is aligned to this peace connection, that we have a soul star that is activated, we have an earth star that is activated. We understand that we have come to be acupuncture points of light. So we want to be super observant as to what's coming up within us, what is actually coming up that is calling for our attention and is calling for our full attention, actually, so that we know where it's coming from and we can lovingly be present to it. Maybe for the first time ever, to be that fully present to ourselves. There is a sign that sits above the temple at Delphi that says, "Know thyself, and to thine own self be true." And this is all we have to do. All we have to do. And this window offers us the absolute opportunity to know ourselves in a different way. What's calling you? What inspires you? What lights you up? Do you find that you absolutely adore cooking? Do you find that I have spent more time in the garden in this last couple of days, in the sunshine. And it's been such a blessing to give myself the permission to do that. And I've also been exploring my creativity in yet another way, as well as holding space for my Rose Heart program and for the clients and for being able to come on and do these lives. But it's, this is the process. It's an inner process And what the universe is showing us is the outer world is calling us now to reflect in. What is it, explore your sanctuary. Is your space a sanctuary? Is there are there things now that actually are not aligned to your energy and where you need to be, how you need to be in yourself? So this is, if we look at this as a gifted time, not only will we keep our immune systems robust, this virus requires us to have robust immune systems. And what I do know is that when we have the courage to keep with the program, to keep with what's coming up within us and what is inviting us to explore, then there is even more room for the light. There is even more room for this energy to be illumined within us. What I know of the roses, and this is why I so love working with the roses, is that they are pure love, and their only message for us is to illuminate anything that we're still carrying that is not that. Anywhere in which we contract our energy is going to affect our immune system. It's going to affect our overall energy for life. And this is the point at which we need to shift that. We need to consciously bring our attention into what expands our energy, what we can do that will nourish us at a deep level. And it's then that we can take that nourishment out to support and inspire others. And I really feel that this year is the gifted place for all of us. I feel that there will be a new stepping out as we move into 2021 that will be calling us to be active masters, that will be calling us to actively take that which is known within us out in a different way. And we are in readiness. Hi Claire, hi Julie. This is what we are here to refine and align our way to. And even those that, have lost their lives through this virus, one could look at this and say they sacrificed or they surrendered their life in part of that process. Now, many would have perhaps even contracted for this time. And maybe that was to open the hearts of those that would mourn their passing, that would be grieving the experience. This is, we are all in this together. We are all facets of the diamond. And so what one of us offers or brings through our presence at this time opens up another level for humanity. This is an extraordinary time to be alive, and one that I believe that we contracted to be here for. And so how do we work this time to its optimum soul alignment for our journey? Do you know what you contracted to be clearing or bringing at this point in service to humanity? And that might not necessarily be an external piece. This may be for you to hold peace in your heart with your story, your journey, It may be forgiveness, it may be self-forgiveness. Whatever this piece is that you came to hold at this time, this is the only place to be. This is the only alignment that you want to focus on. For everything will be right from there. Everything will be right from there. So, is there anything else that I have to offer? Yeah, even Boris. I know some of you are not UK, but our own Prime Minister was not exempt from this. There is a part in which this virus brings a flat line, because it matters not whether you've got money, it matters not your status. This is a leveller, if you like, and there is rich learning from that in the process if we are present to absolutely everything that is showing up on the lens of our experience right now. So, what's being illuminated, it's like that loss of personal freedom. And, there for some, there is some illumination too of a memory of old patterns, particularly witch burnings and, the fear of there not being enough food. That goes, you can look at that in the potato famine in Ireland. We're clearing off a lot of different energies, and even the residue of plague, that came up really strongly for me as I was tuning in this week. The fact that, there is much that Mother Earth is wanting to transmute. She doesn't want the trauma that has been left on with her too. So, shall we see what the wisdom of the roses has to offer us for this next 2 weeks? This is this journey from the full moon, this full moon, that super moon that was at 19 degrees of Libra, on this Libra Aries axis, through to the new moon. What wisdom have the roses got for us at this point? We have Master Rose 1. This is the rose of the Divine Masculine. And this is the rising, I feel, of the empowered and aligned masculine, the true, authentic masculine energy that is really being called into its rightful place. And this is only being able to be brought forward because of the healing of the Divine Feminine. The rise of the Divine Feminine in her fullness has required this shift, first within her own field of alignment with an inner masculine that is in truth a support and a true alignment for the power of the feminine. This is not a patriarchal masculine. It's not driven by power and money. This is driven by an authenticity and an alignment. So a beautiful energy for us to have in this time. Sam, I can't read what you've written, but I will read and respond as soon as I can get to read what you've written. So the second rose. We have Rose Bagua 9. So this is very much about being a visionary. It's about having a vision of the template that you are wanting to create. This is stepping into the visionary future. So for those of us that have been called to be visionaries, that have been called to hold a template of frequency and for an outcome to this, this rose really speaks to us of being absolutely clear around what it is that we're being called to. Powerful rose to be working with. And let's see what our third rose is. And this is Rose Martin. I am compassion. This is the compassionate warrior. This is connected to heart solar plexus. This is a very we orientated energy. She is absolutely beautiful. She's one of my favourite roses to work with. She has a strength and yet a refinement that asks us to hold compassion for ourselves and compassion for others in this process. We do not walk in another's shoes, we only walk in our own shoes. And therefore we have to be aware that others may be suffering in ways that we have no idea. And it's an internal suffering that is part of this whole experience that we're all working through at the moment as a collective. So these are our three roses that are offering us an insight in this journey forward. So this rose is asking for balance. This divine masculine rose. She's got a very strong connection to Archangel Michael, actually. So it's she has an angelic aspect to her, but she says her voice is that of the divine masculine. And the divine masculine sits as a strong protector and supporter of the divine feminine, who in turn returns that and supports him so that both can shine. Rose Bagua 9, the one that says, this is the vision that I am stepping towards. This is the vision I hold for this pathway ahead. And Rose Mar 9, this place of the compassionate heart, compassion for the suffering and compassion for all of those that are challenged in this current time. So I'm going to put those three rose energies into the alchemy bowl, and we can just absorb the frequency of the roses as they go out in the carrier wave of the crystalline bowls. So just a pause while I get these energies together. There we go. So we've got our three roses into the alchemy bowl, and this one is a violet or a gold bowl, and she's a bowl of mastery. And the echo that you can hear on the bowls is a smoky quartz and charcoal bowl. So there we are. We've finished our reading this evening with a little bit of sound. It's a beautiful carry away for the rose codes. The roses love working with crystal and the crystalline form. They weave beautifully with the crystal bowls. What else do I have to share? The Rose 3 class online is now available and bookable. Well, it's bookable, it's a live class. Online, everything's online of course now. That's up, and I've moved my space clearing day, well weekend, space clearing and creating sanctuary for the soul to online classes. So they're just 2-hour online classes. Those are both bookable online now. So if you want to create sanctuary for you to help nourish and support you in this current time, as I say, there's 2-hour classes. One is space clearing techniques and understanding and reading the energy of your space, and the other one is ways to look at how you create a really unique sanctuary for your soul and align yourself to the heart of your home. And and then there's the Rose 4 class that's also bookable. That is, it's all to do with the Rose Bagua, the inner feng shui of love. So I hope you've enjoyed the reading. These energies and this time are powerful for us to navigate, and I hope the roses will and their insights will have been a benefit to you. Thank you for joining me, and with love and rosy blessings till next. Bye for now. Bye bye.